Have you ever stopped to think, what if the problem isn't you? Maybe, the game was rigged from the very beginning. What if I told you that even if you have money, work hard, do everything right, you are still being quietly guided to lose? Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to understand could completely change the way you see money, work, and freedom. But before we continue, do this now, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Because this kind of content doesn't show up for people who aren't ready to break out of the average. Now imagine this. A rat in a maze. It runs, 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 thinking it's making decisions. But in reality, someone built the path. Placed obstacles. Defined where the food would be. And decided how far that rat can go. Now let me ask you. What if that rat is you? Since you were a child, you've been taught a script. Study hard. Get a good job. Work hard. Save a little. Retire one day. Sounds safe, right? But no one tells you something very important. This path was designed to keep you functioning. Not to make you free. Let me show you this in a simple way. Imagine you earn money. Nice. But before you even use that money, it already starts to disappear. Taxes. Bills. Inflation, which is when money loses value without you noticing. And when something is left, you're encouraged to spend it. New car. New phone. Installments. More debt. More dependence. And then comes the invisible cycle. You work, earn money, lose money, need to work more. And repeat. And repeat. And repeat. Now pay attention to this. The system doesn't want you to stop. Because the moment you understand the game, you stop being controlled by it. And this is where almost everyone gets lost. Because they think the problem is, I need to earn more money. But no. That's not the real problem. The real problem is that you were never taught how money actually works. And while you don't understand this, you can earn more, work more, even have moments of relief. But in the end, you always go back to the same place. And now comes the question that changes everything. Who is really winning this game? Think with me. If you work every day, and still worry about money. But there are people who seem to get richer and richer, without working more than you. Then something is wrong. And there is. Now imagine two types of people. The first trades time for money. They wake up early. Work. Get tired. Get paid at the end of the month. And start all over again. The second person makes money work for them. While they sleep, their money keeps moving. Growing. Multiplying. Now answer me honestly. Which of these two people do you think you were taught in school to become? The first, or the second? Exactly. The first. No one teaches you about real investing. No one teaches you about assets. No one teaches you how to make money grow on its own. But they teach you perfectly how to be a good worker. And there's nothing wrong with working. The problem is being stuck only in that. Now pay very close attention to this, because it's one of the most important parts of everything. There are two rules in the money game. And almost no one talks about them. Rule 1, those who understand money, control the game. Rule 2, those who don't, become part of the game. And maybe you're thinking now. Okay, but what does that mean in practice? I'll explain it in a very simple way. Imagine you earn 1,000. If you use that money only to spend, it dies there. That's it. The end. But if you take part of that money and put it into something that generates more money, Then the game changes. That's what rich people do. They buy things that put money in their pocket, not things that take it away. Now pay attention to this difference. Average person buys things to look rich. Smart person buys things that make them rich. And here's the most dangerous detail. The system makes you want to look rich, not be rich. Financed car, expensive clothes, status, appearance. All of this gives a temporary feeling of success. But inside, you're still trapped. And that's why so many people earn well and still struggle. Because it's not about how much you earn. It's about what you do with what you earn. And now let me show you where almost everyone fails. When they start earning more, they increase their lifestyle. Earn more, spend more. Earn more, take on more debt. Earn more, stay trapped. This even has a name. The rat race. You run faster, but stay in the same place. And if you don't break this cycle, you can spend your entire life working without ever feeling true freedom. But wait. Because now comes the most important part of all. The part that separates those who stay trapped from those who truly manage to beat the system. And no, it's not luck. It's not being born rich. And it's not winning the lottery. It's understanding something that most people completely ignore. Money is not about working more. It's about thinking differently. Pay attention to this. Two people can earn exactly the same amount. Same salary. Same city. Same opportunities. But after a few years, one is free. And the other is still trapped. What changed? Their way of thinking. Now imagine this like a video game. Some people play by pressing random buttons. And others understand the rules. Learn the shortcuts. Discover where the hidden bonuses are. Who do you think wins faster? The problem is that no one hands you the money manual. So you learn by making mistakes, losing, and many times, giving up. But today you're getting access to that manual. And it all starts with a simple change. But extremely powerful. Stop working only for money. Start making money work for you. How do I do that? Relax. I'll explain it in a way anyone can understand. There are basically two paths money can follow. Red circle path 1, disappear. Green circle path 2, grow. Path 1 is what most people follow without realizing. You earn, spend everything, go back to zero. Path 2 is what changes your life. You earn, set a part aside, invest, the money grows. Simple. Yes. Easy. No. Because the entire system was designed to pull you back to the red path. Promotions. Installment plans. Urgency. Comparison with other people. All of this triggers something in your mind. Impulse. And those who live on impulse never build wealth. Now comes the turning point. Wealth is not built in big moments. It's built in small decisions, repeated every day. It's when you decide, I'm not going to spend this now. I'm going to invest this part. I'm going to think long term. And here's something that may sound strange at first, but is liberating when you understand it. You don't need a lot of money to start. You need consistency. Because the real power is not in the amount. It's in time. Now imagine this. You plant a seed today. The next day, nothing happens. A week later, almost nothing. But if you keep watering it, over time, it grows. Money works exactly like this. And there's a name for it. Compound interest. It's when your money starts generating money. And then that money generates even more money. It's a snowball effect. Silent at the beginning, but massive in the long run. And guess what? Almost no one uses this properly. Because they want fast results. Immediate returns. To get rich quickly. And that traps them back into the system. Because those who want everything fast make bad decisions. Now think with me. Do you prefer slow, but solid growth? Or fast, and unstable? This is exactly where the paths split. On one side, anxiety, impulse, consumption, debt. On the other, patience, consistency, investment, freedom. And every small choice you make leads you to one of these sides. But wait. There's still a very important piece missing in this puzzle. Maybe the most ignored of all. Because even if you understand all of this, if you don't avoid one specific mistake, you go back to the beginning. And this is the mistake that keeps even intelligent people trapped. Now pay very close attention, because this is what brings down even those who already understood everything I've said so far. There is a silent mistake. That doesn't seem dangerous. But it's what makes people go back to the beginning. Even after learning about money. Even after you start investing. Even after you begin earning more. That mistake is lack of control. It may sound simple. But this is where almost everyone loses. Because it doesn't matter if you earn well. Invest. Try to grow your money. If you don't know where it's going. Imagine trying to fill a bucket with a hole at the bottom. It doesn't matter how much you pour in. The water always leaks out. Now answer me. How many people do you know who say, I don't know where my money went this month? That's the sign. The hole in the bucket. And until that is fixed, nothing holds. Now comes the practical shift. Simple, clear, and powerful. Golden rule. If you don't control your money controls you. And control isn't complicated. But it requires something many people avoid. Awareness. You need to start seeing your money. Tracking it. Understanding it. It's not about stopping your life. It's not about cutting everything. It's about deciding. Now I'm going to give you a simple method. That can completely change your financial life if you actually apply it. Step 1. Pay yourself first. Before any bill. Set aside a portion of your money. 10%. 15%. 20%. It doesn't matter where you start. What matters is starting. This money is not for spending. It's for building. Step 2. Live on the rest. Now. You organize your life with what's left. And something interesting happens here. You become more aware. More strategic. Less impulsive. Step 3. Turn money into assets. Don't let your money sit still. Make it work. It could be investments. Businesses. Income streams. The important thing is, it needs to generate more money. Now pay attention to this. Because it's what separates those who start from those who actually make it. You will make mistakes. You'll invest wrong. You'll spend when you shouldn't. You'll have difficult months. And that's okay. The problem isn't making mistakes. The problem is quitting. Because the system counts on that. It wants you to try a little. And go back to autopilot. But those who win are the ones who keep going, even when they don't see immediate results. And now I'm going to tell you the most important truth of all. Beating the system is not about destroying the system. It's about refusing to play the way it wants you to. It's about stopping living on autopilot. Stopping consuming without thinking. Stopping working without direction. And starting to act with strategy. Because in the end, it's not the smartest who wins. It's not the richest who wins. It's the one who understands the game. And plays differently. Now tell me. Are you going to keep being the rat in the maze? Or are you going to start seeing who built the maze? Now think about this for a second. Most people will watch something like this. Feel impacted. Agree with everything. And tomorrow, they'll keep living exactly the same way. And that's what keeps the system running. It's not a lack of information. It's a lack of action. Because the truth is simple and uncomfortable. You already know enough to start. You don't need more videos. You don't need the perfect moment. You don't need to earn more to change. You need to decide. Decide that you won't live on autopilot anymore. Decide that you won't trade time for money without building anything. Decide that every dollar that passes through your hands now has a purpose. Because the moment you start acting differently, even if it's with little, the game starts to turn. Slow at first. Almost invisible. But real. And one day, without even noticing, you're no longer trapped. Now let me ask you the most important question of this video. What are you going to do with what you just learned? Ignore it? Or use it to change your life? Because in 1 year, you'll be somewhere. The difference is, either you stay stuck in the same cycle, or you start building something no one can take from you. And it all starts with a simple decision. Today. If this video opened your mind in any way, then do this now. Leave a like. Subscribe to the channel. And comment down below. I choose to break the cycle. Because when you write that, you're not just commenting. You're making a commitment. And I want to know who here truly understood the game. And who will keep being controlled by it. The choice was always yours.